Hello, from the bunker. The news bunker. Welcome to another video on my channel. I hope you learn about the news. Hope it interests you. And I hope you enjoy, because we got a lot of shit, ranging from politics, all the way to finance, all the way to God knows what. But check it out, and I'll see you at the end of the video. News with George. Number 5. At number 5, we have some airline news. On Thursday night, the police in Berlin arrested a 32-year-old man after he was suspected. The police alleged that he had made contact with airplanes illegally. The police was able to arrest him because he was having contact with one of the police helicopters that was flying over his area. And when the police entered into his house, they found radios which had the right frequency to transmit information to airplanes, and apparently he was giving a lot of possibly dangerous information to the airline pilots, and he was getting increasingly professional at it. Number 4. At number 4, we have some Shell news. A Dutch court in The Hague has found that Shell is responsible for multiple oil pipelines in the Niger Delta region in Nigeria, and they now have to pay quite a lot of money to the farmers. The case of this, the Niger area, was it started in 2008 when 4 farmers and the environmental group Friends of the Earth started it because the farmers were seeking reparations for all the incomes they lost due to their land being damaged by the oil spills. And in March of this year, there will also be a trial in Italy where the oil company Shell and the Dutch Shell and the Italian Eni will be brought to court. In 2013, there was also a ruling about Shell and the Niger region, except this court case went way further. Then instead of only saying they were responsible, it also said that they had to pay money to the farmers, which the 2013 ruling did not say. The appeals, the judge sided with farmers in 4 of the 6 spills, and it postponed a verdict on other such cases of Shell in the Niger region with the oil spills. Although the court says Shell is 100% responsible for the oil spills, Shell still blames it a little bit on sabotage. And although the court says that that Shell has not proven anything beyond reasonable doubt that sabotage was at play, and it was more that the poor maintenance of the oil pipelines is what actually led to the oil spills, instead of sabotage by the Nigerian farmers, what Shell is claiming. Number 3. At number 3, we have stock news, finance news. The GameStop stock rose massively after Reddit users invested money into GameStop. And this story is actually it has a lot of similarities to David versus Goliath. Goliath being the Wall Street professionals, the short sellers, and David being the Reddit users. The main mission of the Reddit users was to drive up the stock prices of of GameStop, and because of this, they were hoping that they were able to like force the short sellers to abandon short bets against struggling companies such as GameStop and AMI. So basically what happened is the big, huge professionals placed bets that the stocks of GameStop would crash or like go way really far down. And then the subreddit r/Wall Street Bets noticed a huge shorts that hedge funds were betting against GameStop, the struggling fiscal GameStop, and because many hedge funds thought that GameStop would end up something like Blockbuster, that they would go bankrupt because the stock was already quite low and they thought it would go way lower. The Reddit investors believed otherwise and thus invested a lot of money, and as of Friday, GameStop stock went up 1,587% since the start of January. Short sellers were forced to buy back their shares to cover the losing bids that they had invested in GameStop. And many famous people like Elon Musk chimed in and also advertised that yes, go invest in GameStop. And on Thursday morning, the investing app Robinhood suspended the trading of GameStop stock on Thursday night. Oh wait, no, not on Thursday. On Thursday morning, and many people, Reddit users, were like mad at this. But also politicians such as AOC, it's a very famous politician, called that this decision was unacceptable. And then Thursday evening, Robinhood allowed limited buying on the GameStop stock on Thursday night, and the Robinhood took $1 billion from private investors, which is a signal that Robinhood isn't doing good financially. And then on Friday morning, the GameStop stock opened up roughly about 100% again. So, and the Reddit users are planning to do this to many, many more struggling companies to essentially force hedge funds to like go bankrupt, just go away, get out of the investment world. Number 2. On Monday, the Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte handed in his resignation, and he did this because he handed in his resignation, he actually hopes that he is able to make a political restart by forming a new coalition without having any elections. And he also hopes that President Mattarella agrees with his standpoint that we need a new coalition, but elections are kind of unnecessary. The reason Conte handed in his resignation is because his government lost a majority in the Italian Senate after the Italian party Italia Viva pulled out of the coalition, and they were mad due to the European Healing Fund, because the 5-star movement didn't really want to like borrow any money out of that, because they were scared that Brussels would get way too much power, and they were worried that Brussels would be they'd get kind of mad about the Italian financial policy. But then the Italian leader of the Italia Viva, Renzi, does want to use his fund, and because of this, he left because he was just like, no, fuck off. And that's basically why Conte left, because coalition fell apart. But he does hope, like I already said, to make a political restart and create a new coalition in which he does have somewhat of a majority. Finally, number 1. At number 1, we have some protest news. this entire week there were a number of protests in the Netherlands, and they actually started on, a lot of people tend to forget this, but they started on Saturday when in Urk, teens started to riot, and in which they also burned down a corona testing street because they were like mad and didn't believe in corona. But it was also because the curfew went in on Saturday, and they immediately were like, no, fuck the curfew, we're gonna protest. And then on Sunday in Eindhoven and Amsterdam, there were protests planned by anti-corona people, but also in Eindhoven, Pegida, the anti-Islam organization, had decided that they wanted to protest. However, both city councils immediately banned these protests from happening. And then on Sunday afternoon, all hell broke loose after the protesters turned against the police that were there to, the police were there in order to keep peace. But then the protesters started going against the police, and they started fires, burning a car from the railway service, and they also broke into one of the shops that were on the station, the Jumbo, so rip Jumbo. And then on Sunday evening, these riots spread far and wide over the Netherlands in Tilburg, Stein, Roermond, Apeldoorn, Arnhem, Enschede, Almelo, Oosterhout, Venlo, Helmond, Breda, and Den Haag. All over there were like fires started. There were people throwing rocks at the police, people breaking into shops. And then on Monday morning, volunteers in Eindhoven actually helped to clean up all the mess that was started because of this whole rioting. They got rid of all the glass, and they removed all the rests from the fires. Dutch people be crying because they burnt all the bikes. Our bikes, they burnt them. So the volunteers helped clean up the rest of those bikes and of the car that burned down. And then Monday evening, there were more riots in Haarlem, Den Haag, Rotterdam, Breda, Tilburg, Helmond, Geleen, Den Bosch, Veenendaal, Amsterdam, Zwolle, and Almelo. And then on Tuesday morning, many shop owners discovered their store in ruins. Numerous crowdfundings were set up, such as for a Primera in Den Bosch and a protein sport shop in Rotterdam. And also on Tuesday, many cities and shops took extra measures because there were still people saying, oh yeah, we're gonna riot. So they wanted to make sure all the shops were safe, and there was a very small possibility that there were riots. And if there were riots, that they would be able to immediately take down the rioters. Tuesday evening, there were definitely less riots, only in Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Hilversum, and a couple of smaller other places in the Netherlands. The riot police had to come. But also in numerous cities, there were football fans that wanted to protect their city from the rioters, and they wanted to help the police. Most cities, the police were just go home, it's past curfew, dudes. And on Wednesday, it definitely calmed down, and there were really only one or two small riots. And in total, more than 200 people were arrested at the actual riots. And then after the riots, police was able to arrest many more, because we have this wonderful thing in today's society called social media, and everyone was posting footage on there, and because of that, they were able to they were able to recognize specific actions, specific ways of walking, specific facial expressions of people, and that's how they were able to arrest many more. The end. So I want to say thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, the whole shebang. Also fill in the survey in the description. It would really help me, because then I can make the videos more interesting for you guys. So you subscribe and you stay interested, because that would be epic. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Subscribe, comment, share, like, comment, subscribe, share, like, comment.